There was one time I jumped into a conversation. It was about the Skinny Bob stuff.
Oh, yeah.
There were people just talking about like, oh, you know, this video is amazing and stuff. I'm like, are y'all still talking about this video? It's clearly CGI. It's like a motherfucker, dude.
I'm here with one of my production heroes, Flying Lotus. I feel like I can't even categorize you. I have to call you a creative because you are an amazing director. You make films. You're, I think, one of the best hip-hop producers ever. Well, you come from maybe the most kind of interesting musical family I could think of. Alice Coltrane is your great aunt? Is that right?
Yeah. She was like Yoda. You know, she was like a Yoda type person.
When I play it, it makes me recall Egypt, ancient Egypt. It makes me seem to remember that I have a past or a history there somewhere.
She was tapped in for sure to the source. Maybe this is something that we were, you know, connected to a bit earlier in our development as human beings. You know, maybe we were closer to God, closer to the source, closer to the stars. You saw a motherfucking like frozen alien or something yourself, right? You see like
I might have.
Yeah,
I might have. I saw
like
a thing with 3 fingers and 3 toes. I think Spielberg knew some shit.
And then he looked around the room and he said, and there are a number of people in this room who know that everything on that screen is absolutely true.
People would call in and they're like, we're doing time travel stuff at Area 51.
What we're thinking of as aliens, they're extra-dimensional beings that an earlier precursor of the space program made contact with.
I'm here with one of my production heroes, Flying Lotus. I feel like I can't even categorize you. I have to call you a creative because you are an amazing director. You make films. You're, I think, one of the best hip-hop producers ever. And yeah, man, just an all-around awesome guy. And I didn't even know you were interested in UFOs until we started DMing, I think, on Twitter or something. And that was so surreal to me because I was like, I've been listening to this guy for 15 plus years and he's into the stuff I'm putting out. What's going on?
It was pretty surreal for me for you to respond the way you did too, because I was just like, you know, I felt like I was reaching out to a few people just to try to get some info and some insight on, you know, what people knew. And you responded and you're like, whoa. I was like, whoa. Because I've been following you too, you know, so it was a trip. And I'm really excited to do this.
Same, man. Well, you were asking amazing questions. Yeah. You were like, why can't we just get Lou Elizondo and Kirkpatrick in a room together?
Yeah, why not?
I'm with you.
It's like, why is that so hard? Why are they, who's not making it happen? I feel like one of them would love to do it and the other doesn't.
Yeah, it's a lot of like cheap shots from afar. It's like, why can't we get Grush and Elon Musk in a room together?
Why not?
Why can't, yeah.
Why not? Who's afraid?
Who's afraid? Well, in my experience, it's usually the anti-UFO side that it's like they're hiding something, they're guarding something.
Yeah, and they probably put up that whole front like, oh, I have no time to talk to these people they're clearly liars and all this stuff. So I don't know. It's kind of bizarre for me to like on the outside where you're just like, you're seeing all this testimony and you're hearing all these things. And then everyone's just kind of like talking in their own little echo chambers and speaking about it. And it'd be nice to just have a round table with all these people, you know, what's that cat? Who's the skeptic, the big skeptic?
Mick West.
Mick West. Yeah, put him in there, you know. Like,
everybody.
Yeah, put everybody up there.
Everybody. Let's just work it out together. Yeah. Do you have any favorite UFO or alien conspiracy?
Yeah, I love, there's a few. I love, obviously, Bob Lazar's story is super amazing.
Yeah, and that touches on a lot of the stuff on your shirt, for sure.
Bob Lazar's story is one of the, it's like one of the gateway drugs.
It is the gateway drug. Yeah.
There's another, I forget the cat's name, but the guy who worked at Raytheon.
Eric Hecker?
Yes, that guy.
The dude that said that we have a neutrino emitter and detector on the South Pole.
Yes, but it also was the reason for the Christchurch earthquake in New Zealand. Yeah.
Crazy.
And I love that. I mean, I don't know if it's true, but I fucking love that.
It's wild.
It's such a wild idea. And, you know, I don't know how much of it is true. I don't know what's real, what's not. I feel like he must have been there. I think there's photos that he shared.
He was right there. Huh?
Yeah, he was there. But, you know, he said a lot of stuff was like overheard, like water cooler talk.
Right.
So, you know, who knows what that even means. But yeah, Stephen Greer, fascinating dude.
Yeah.
You know, he hates you, bro.
He hates me.
I loved watching that episode of him talking to you, man. I'd never seen him be so fucking mean.
He showed up to that.
Dude,
meme.
he was out the gate, like, not fucking with you.
He called me a dilettante, like,
dude,
4 times.
He said a lot, man. He said a lot. If you let me finish, I'll tell you. You know?
He was like, look, I've been in this for 30 years. He was like, you don't really know anything.
Yeah,
like, okay, I'm sorry.
But it's funny though, man. I was actually on my way here, I was thinking about just thinking about the community in general, because I've, you know, ever since I've started liking tweets, all I get is UFO stuff in my feed. And there's like, you know, the usual suspects who are posting stuff, John Greenwald and was like UFO Joe.
UFO Joe, yeah.
UAP
Joe
Gerb.
UAP Gerb.
Him.
He's amazing.
But I always find the auxiliary community so interesting.
Yeah.
You know? And I don't really engage with it. I'm kind of a lurker.
That's good. That's a better position to be in. Trust me.
But there was one time, I jumped into a conversation. It was one of those UFO accounts that was talking about the Skinny Bob stuff.
Oh yeah.
And like the Skinny Bob video, and I was like, there were people just talking about like, oh, you know, this video is amazing and stuff. I'm like, are y'all still talking about this video? It's clearly CGI. It's like a motherfucker, dude. Like, I said that, and people were pissed.
They were mad.
They were pissed.
Yeah.
They were like, who's this blue check I had never heard before? He got a whole bunch of followers on. Like, he's sending disinformation out there. Like, I was like, oh shit, son. Like, people want to believe this shit so bad.
They want to believe it so badly.
And I feel bad now because we're in a time where like we're making all these crazy AI videos and all this stuff. And it's just like, man, these people, I feel bad.
No, it's a religion for most people that are into it.
Yeah.
Because they're like, if this stuff is real, it has to incorporate into some larger metaphysical worldview.
Right.
And then it's like, that's all that matters. It's the only thing, because then reality is not what it seems. Yeah. And then you see them get so argumentative and angry and dig their heels in if you hit one of the things that they're like sure about. And it's one of the things that's hard about the quote unquote communities. You have to.
Dude, I feel bad for you. I feel bad for you. I feel like like after the Joe Rogan thing, I think I saw people just feel like Jesse Michaels is like a paid somebody fucking working for the government or some shit. Yeah. And like, you know, you're like the billionaires are in your pocket, you know, all that stuff. And like,
yeah, I think 20% of Reddit thinks I'm like a CIA agent or something.
It's ridiculous.
It's crazy. Well, it's kind of shitty because not only are there like dangerous situations or like seemingly dangerous situations I feel like I'm in vis-a-vis those people.
Right.
But I'm also...
And now I'm fucked.
now you're fucked, bro.
Now these motherfuckers are going to come for me.
You're going to get tracked.
Yeah. You don't fucking believe the Skinny Bob video, you dick. I'm blocking you.
Yeah. But I'm saying that you get it on both sides when you get deep enough. You get like the conspiracy theorists think that you're part of the establishment.
Right.
And then the establishment is probably keeping tabs on you. And you're like, fucking hey, this is crazy.
So thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh man! Well, this is
my shit is tapped now. It wasn't tapped before. It's tapped now. Just being here with you. Dude.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Where do you think it goes? Do you think it
what?
Just the whole UFO conversation. Do you think this ends with something getting unveiled at Area 51, a saucer in a hangar? Do you think the president
I feel like that moment right there, the president makes an announcement. I always think about that, and I always think about how many people be like, "Well, Trump said it. I don't believe it."
Right.
Or then there's the people that, Trump said, well, I definitely believe it.
Yeah.
But I know that the weight of that is somewhat diminished in this term. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's something about it. I mean, if he comes out and says that shit, everyone's gonna be like, well, why did he say that?
Totally.
What else? Well, we know already, but where's the video? They show you the video.
Yeah.
It's like, well, it's AI.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, honestly, you gotta be like, hey, they gotta be here with us.
Yep.
You know, and like, it's going to take so much, I think, at this point. You can have the material. I got this piece of metal. Scan it.
Yeah.
You saw a motherfucking, like, frozen alien or something yourself, right? You see, like...
I might have.
Yeah,
I might have. I saw
like
a thing with 3 fingers and 3 toes.
What do they call it? The
tridactyl beings in Peru.
Yeah.
Dated from the Nazca period, where there's cave art all over there. One of the bioinformatics genetics people found a mutation that matches a human mutation that involves digit differences on the finger. Crazy stuff. That one of them has a fetus that might be tridactyl inside of it.
Yeah, but eggs, right?
One has eggs.
Yeah, one has eggs.
So it's like...
But...
Yeah.
Isn't Jaime Maussan part of that
Right.
situation?
Yeah.
He's a known fraud. So, like, it's all bullshit, isn't it?
And
I don't know. I'm just saying. That's
I spent a lot of time with Jaime. I love Jaime. I think he's awesome.
I went to the unveiling of
that
you
did?
LA.
That's right.
Yeah, I went. Yeah, it was
Montreal.
like down the street from my house, basically. So I was like, shit, I'm going there. I'm going to check that out.
What was your take when, like, on the spot with the beings?
Well, they didn't have them there.
Okay.
There was a presentation, like, saying that they are, they were showing the photos and the X-rays and all that stuff.
Yep.
So it was a little hard to really have an opinion when you're not seeing it with
Sure.
But I just take it all with a grain of salt. I find it fascinating. I had a great time.
Yeah.
Met a couple cool people there.
Yeah.
And left.
That's the move, man. You have the right orientation towards this whole subject, which is like, it's fun and, like, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I will say, though, there's times where I'm like, nah, man. This is real as hell, there's been those moments, but then there's been moments where, it's just like, well, of course it's us.
Yeah.
Of course it's our technology. Why would they want to say, why would they want to admit that, we're making all these crazy
anti-gravity propulsion.
Why would they want to share that with anyone?
I think the way to back them into a corner is you go as deep as you can on the anti-gravity stuff, and then you go as deep as you can on the UFO stuff, and then it's like, okay, unless you have all these fighter pilots lying, then one of these is right, you know?
Yeah.
So I would think.
Hey, man, I'm not saying the pilots are wrong, but maybe they're seeing Lockheed Martin stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know. The whole, Jake Barber stuff.
Yeah.
With the Skywatcher stuff, that's really fascinating.
Super trippy. Really interesting.
That when Jake Barber came out on that, what was it, with Ross Cohart, when he came out, man, that video, he was like talking the whole time. Me and my buddy was like, all right, let's take a shot if he blinks. This cat didn't blink at all. We were sober like a motherfucker the whole time.
That's funny.
But man, it's really interesting, fascinating stuff. And I don't mean to poke fun or whatever, but I think if you follow this stuff, I really do hope that you have a sense of humor about it. Because
you need to.
You got to. It's just like, you get so worked up. People get so worked up over these things. I can tell just by the tweets and seeing stuff. But yeah, people need to touch grass and be with their families,
Sometimes people get so heated. I'm like, just relax. It's all good. Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good. If it is true, your life is not going to change.
Yeah.
You're still going to have to go to work tomorrow.
That's right. Yeah. Whatever it is, at least right now, is like weakly entangled with our reality. Yeah. Like you got to still be a good person. You got to pay your bills. You got to do all these things that aliens don't really affect it that much. Man. You know how we're always diving into the edge of science and consciousness on this show? Lately, I've been thinking a lot about aging, not just in terms of years, but in how it actually feels in the body. Slow recovery, lower energy, that middle-aged fog that sneaks up on you. I feel like I can barely go out and drink alcohol anymore. That's why I started using something called Qualia Senolytic, and it's been a major shift for me. Let me explain. As we age, our bodies accumulate what scientists call senescent cells, also known as zombie cells. These are worn out cells that stop dividing but don't die. They hang around in your body, draining your energy, clogging up your recovery, and generally making you feel older than you are. Qualia Senolytic is a first-of-its-kind supplement formulated with 9 plant-based compounds designed to help your body naturally eliminate these zombie cells. It's not something you take every day, just 2 days a month, but it supports your body in aging better at the cellular level. Since I've started taking it, I've felt sharper, lighter, and like my body's resilience has come back online. It's vegan, non-GMO, and grounded in serious research. Experience the science of feeling younger. Go to qualialife.com/Jesse for up to 50% off your purchase and use code Jesse. Again, that's JESSE for an additional 15% off. That's QUALIALIFE.com/Jesse, JESSE, for an extra 15% off your purchase. Thanks so much to Qualia for sponsoring this episode.
And like, I'm sorry if Ross Coulthard really knows where there's a giant UFO, he knows where it is. I feel like there's ways of leaking that information that doesn't, get anyone hurt.
I just interviewed him, and of course I asked him that.
Is there anything? Joe Rogan just talked about this. Everybody talks about this amazing bombshell thing that you reported on. You know what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
This UFO possibly found in that they needed to build a bunker around that was like, a mile plus long. Anything you can say about it?
I do not resile from saying what I've said previously, which is that there is a buried, or at least built upon, UFO that was too big to move.
And that's it.
He did not. Give me the answer.
Something tells me, he might be bending the truth a little bit,
I don't know. He implied, and I can say this because he said this to me and It's coming out. He was like, it's an extremely sensitive site that you'd endanger personnel on the ground, like maybe soldiers or something. So that makes me think like current war zone.
It's a very sensitive place.
Mm-hmm.
That should be enough of a guide for you. Mm-hmm. And to reveal the full extent of what I know would compromise the lives of young men and women who are doing good things for America, completely separate from the UAP program, and they're probably oblivious to what's sitting downstairs.
There's ways to leak information.
Yeah.
He knows that.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to trace back.
Come to him, right?
Yeah.
Ross.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
If you can really change the world,
you
should.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on, Ross.
So that's it. It's like,
I understand his spot though, too. Because say he hasn't fully corroborated that that's true. Like somebody
then he shouldn't
be
saying shit.
Then he shouldn't be saying shit.
Yeah,
right.
He shouldn't be going, because he's very confident when he says that stuff.
Yeah, that's true. So it's like,
have you seen
it? Or
I remember when the Chinese drones were flying over, and he was always like, my sources say this, and my sources say that. And he's so confident about sources, and then his sources keep changing the story.
Yeah.
Still.
Well, he just came out with something about the drones recently.
His sources did.
Yeah, his sources did.
Yeah.
He said that something about the drones being American military exercises.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
His sources told him it was the Chinese, too. Before,
right.
At first. It was like, there's some... I mean, if anyone out there is really about to change the world with this stuff, I feel like the powers that be might forgive you, might not go to jail forever, might not get executed.
Yeah.
I think it's worth it if you really got the goods.
Right. Yeah, like
would you do it?
You'd be the people's champion. I would do it if I wouldn't be torpedoing like if it was like a person that was like, you will get me killed or something. Like I can't do that. But if it was
like, you'd be like Julian Assange, dude. Like you don't want to.
But look at where Julian Assange is, man.
But
it's not a fun life.
But
yeah,
the difference though, right, is like that information is totally different than
true. It's not like you're just going head to head with Mike Pompeo and the CIA.
It's totally different.
It's like this is just pro-human. You'd be the people's champion.
Yeah. I mean, people like Luigi, man, whatever. Like, yo, that's 100%. Next level. You could play him in a movie.
What's that?
You could play Luigi in a movie.
Oh, I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard Super Mario's brothers it was a very high grossing film.
Man.
So,
Yeah.
you got to pay a pretty penny if you want me as I'm rocking my green.
I'm talking about the fucking guy who killed the
Oh,
Luigi Mangione.
God damn, man. Why are you going to throw that at me? The
But like
United
people
Healthcare
love
killer?
But you know what? He was the people's champ.
He was a people's champ for a
like,
while. I don't quite know why. I mean, I kind of get it because United Healthcare sucks. It's like also fuck that guy. Not that he deserved whatever happened. But.
It's a weird one. I don't think that killing people is the way forward.
Definitely
with anything. But in terms of making a difference and stuff, if you got the goods like that, like UFO goods like that, like world changing, come on, man.
It's interesting. I think you met my buddy Chris Ramsey. We were hanging out in Austin. Amazing magician, has an awesome channel, Area 52.
Yeah.
He asked me on the podcast, he was like, is it the logical conclusion that you will be shown a UFO? I hadn't even thought of that. That maybe.
You personally?
Yeah, like that'd be cool. Like, I wonder if like Art Bell was shown, Art Bell, Coast to Coast.
Of course, yeah.
Like, was he shown a UFO? Like, he had these things, arts parts, these little bits and pieces of UFO stuff.
I don't know that.
And I wonder if he was ever given access to anything. Because he was in Nevada area and like, I don't know, he just had so many crazy whistleblowers back then.
Yeah.
It's interesting. People think the whistleblower thing is a new phenomenon. Like, then people would call in and they're like, we're doing time travel stuff at Area 51. Yeah. They know I'm running from them. I just quit or whatever. Like, people would call in saying this shit. It was crazy.
I've kind of been running across the country. Oh man, I don't know where to start. They're gonna they'll triangulate on this position really, really soon.
So you can't spend a lot of time on the phone. So give us something quick.
Okay. Okay. What we're thinking of as aliens are they're extra dimensional beings that an earlier precursor of the space program made contact with. They are not what they claim to be. They have infiltrated a lot of aspects of the military establishment, particularly the Area 51. The disasters that are coming, the military. I'm sorry, the government knows about them, and there's a lot of safe areas in this world that they could begin moving the population to now, Art.
But they're not doing anything.
They are not. They want the major population centers wiped out so that the few that are left will be more easily controllable.
Discharged. Well, this was certainly interesting. We are now on a backup system, everybody. A backup system. And that one caller that I had on the air, I guess we were about in the middle of his transmission, his telephone call, which was one of the strangest ones I've ever had. And the entire transmitting system by satellite went down here, and we were notified we were off the air. And it would appear to be from this end and some sort of massive transmit failure. So we are now using a backup system to be on the air. And not that I would normally believe this kind of thing, mind you, but I can't help but wonder if somebody zapped us in some way.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, if they got the goods, someone needs to say something, or else you're just going to get a bunch of the same stuff that we've been seeing. It's going to take a lot to move the needle, I think, at this point. Everyone's like waiting for that movie with The Age of Disclosure to come out or whatever. Yeah. Like, that's going to make a difference. It ain't going to make a difference. Like, it's just going to be another same people talking the same thing, ain't showing nothing different.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm curious, man. Well,
I'm gonna watch it though.
What's that?
I'm still watch it though.
Oh, me too. It's a great movie. Yeah. Will you help with the whole thing by making a movie about one of these stories.
Well, yeah, I would like to try my hand at it. I get a little discouraged because I know old Spielberg's coming out with his
Disclosure.
Yeah, he's gonna do his thing. I don't know what angle his is gonna be.
It's a love story with Emily Blunt.
Of course, it's a love story.
Yeah.
They're all love stories.
They're all love. Steven Spielberg.
Yeah. What's the other thing you're trying to say?
Do you like Spielberg? I would guess that maybe you're not the biggest Spielberg fan.
It's funny you say that.
Because I feel like you don't like conventional shit.
It's funny you say that.
Yeah.
I love Spielberg.
Really?
I love conventional movie.
Really?
I love it. When you can do the whole hero's journey thing well and it works.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And I'll be honest with you, a big part of my love for Spielberg is John Williams, though.
Oh, amazing.
You know?
I mean, the music.
So, like, you want to go back to, like, well, Jurassic Park is actually, like, up, like, top movies.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
10 years old seeing that movie for the first time. I want to be a paleontologist after I saw that. You know?
Yeah.
It was like going to change the trajectory of my life kind of movie. But I think there was something about his movies with John Williams that synergy, that connection is just really it brought in the sense of wonderment.
Oh yeah.
In the film, and it just made, like, I didn't realize until, like, last year. I went through a Spielberg thing last year. I watched all of the movies, all of them, because it was more so a John Williams thing I was going through. So I had to watch all Spielberg stuff, but, you know, Close Encounters, I had actually never seen that one before.
Oh, wow.
And it was like perfect timing,
the
UFO stuff. And I was just blown away.
Yeah.
And I'm embarrassed to say this, but I only saw E.T. for the first time.
No way.
This year, dude.
I love E.T.
That movie destroyed me,
It's
man.
amazing.
I was watching that movie, like, as a grown man, but I was also, like, a 12-year-old boy watching that movie. And, like, the last half hour, I just couldn't stop crying. It was just, like, just endless. Just couldn't stop.
Dude, that
movie just destroyed
amazing.
me. I could think about that right now and probably start crying.
It's so good. And when he's biking and you have E.T. with the hood on and they starts flying off the cliff or whatever, and the John Williams things comes in and
John Williams,
it's like,
man.
oh my God. I think Spielberg knew some shit about UFOs. I think he has some inside sources.
Yeah.
Because you watch Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
There's some stuff in there.
You have the crates that say TRW and Skunk Works in the late 80s when nobody really knew that much about those two frontier R&D.
Something was up. He was definitely clued in. And there was some weird stuff too, like the orbs. He had some like orbs that trailed after the big UFO thing. And
I didn't even know that.
There's some like weird little they were like, hey, here we go, just right past. It was like little stuff. Like, it was like really
the sunburn that he gets when the UFO passes over the mountain or whatever, which that's really interesting.
Dude, I didn't even pick up on that.
Oh yeah, it's like electromagnetic radiation damage, which if you like, you know, Kit Green and Gary Nolan, you know, CIA spooky stuff, they're looking at biological effects of people who've witnessed or encountered UFOs. It's the same stuff now. And then E.T., you have the kid lock on with E.T. and they have the same biorhythm and heart, you know, readings or whatever. And that's like Jake Barber, where it's like he's locking on to the crap. And then the final one, this is my favorite one. You've seen Back to the Future?
No.
Like, I live under a rock. Yeah. So he executive produced that.
Yeah.
So we've talked about this guy, Thomas Townsend Brown.
Yeah, that's your boy.
I love Thomas Townsend. Can't get through an interview without mentioning this amazing anti-gravity inventor. But in general relativity, time and gravity are related. So his whole life, he's obsessed with time travel. And if you watch Back to the Future, it's Emmett, E-M-E-T-T Brown, Thomas Townsend Brown, flies on his flux capacitor, which is capacitor experiment. It was Brown. It took place in Pasadena, which is where Brown lived.
That might be coincidental.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know. And then it was the year that he died. It was 1985. And then it goes back to 1957, which is when he proved his experiment. And it was powered by Mr. Fusion. His experiments were he wanted them to be powered by nuclear reactions.
Now I want to watch it again.
Yeah.
I want to watch it again.
I think that movie might even, because if some of this stuff is time travel, that movie's fascinating because it points to us mistaking the UFO thing for aliens, extraterrestrials, when actually it's time travel. Because the kid, I don't know if you remember this, but the DeLorean comes back in time and it goes into the shed. And the kid has a magazine, like a UFO magazine, and he's looking at the thing, and he goes, "It has no seams, it has right. He goes, "It must be a flying saucer." And then when Marty goes back,
he comes out like he's an alien too, right?
That's right. That's right. It looks like it is. So they mistake it. And then when Marty comes back, his father goes. He's trying to get his mom and dad back together so that he can exist in the future timeline. And his dad goes, and he's like, "Dad, like, he doesn't call him dad, but he goes, she really likes you. Like, come on, get together." He goes, "I wouldn't listen to you unless you were an alien showing up in my bedroom from another galaxy." Right. And then he shows up. So it's almost like showing how we might mistake. And then Steven Spielberg, in an interview, says, "What do you think is more likely? Distant galaxies, Zeta Reticuli, Andromeda, whatever, or..."
Did he say Zeta Reticuli?
He said one of those.
I was like,
I was
like, damn, son, he's going there, then he's definitely clued in.
Yeah. I don't know if he did. I might be putting that in his mouth. Or he said, and he says, is that, or is it us thousands of years in the future and they're keeping track and trying to like adjust timelines?
What if they're not from an advanced civilization 300 million light years from here? But what if it's us 500,000 years into the future?
He said it with Colbert recently, and he apparently said it to the Deadpool creator. So I don't know. You might know some shit.
It was in the White House screening room.
Yeah.
And Reagan got up to thank me for bringing the film to show him, to show the president, the first lady, and all of their guests. And he just stood up and he looked around the room, almost like he was doing a head count. And he said, "I want to thank you for bringing E.T. to the White House. We really enjoyed your movie." And then he looked around the room and he said, "And there are a number of people in this room who know that everything on that screen is absolutely true." And he said it without smiling. But he said that, and everybody laughed. By the way, the whole room laughed because he presented it like a joke, but he wasn't smiling as he said it.
I think it's perfect that he's doing this movie, and you can get him on your podcast.
Oh, let's go! Yo. How do we do that?
Reach out. Start now. Start reaching out now.
Well, he's a hardcore UFO. He blurred, James Fox, of course.
Yeah.
So he wrote a little complimentary thing, like a review for James Fox's first movie, Out of the Blue, which
I haven't seen that one actually.
It's from 2014 or something. Like, it's from a while ago. So it's like, just shows how hardcore
he's into
Spielberg's into it, man.
That's wild. I think it was funny though. Spielberg was like, I heard him say something like, he gave a lot of props to Denis Villeneuve for Arrival. He was like, "Yeah, it's the best UFO movie since Close Encounters." I was like, damn, bro, like you really on your shit like that. You really feeling yourself.
That's funny.
I think it's great.
Since my movie.
Yeah, the best one since I did something.
Arrival is amazing.
Arrival is amazing.
It's incredible.
Arrival is amazing.
Do you ever read the book associated? Was it Ted Chiang, Story of Our Time? I haven't either, so I have nothing to say about it.
Oh, well, it'd be cool if I read it and I could talk about it. Spielberg, he's switched on, man. And James Fox, how do you feel about that Moment of Contact? I thought that was really interesting.
I think that's his best movie. Yeah. Well, I think the phenomenon, James Fox is amazing. I love him. I think he's got the best energy. He's like the type of guy I would love for him to be the guy to film the first UFO or find it. Because he was valeting cars and painting fences while he was making his first movies. Wow. He's so passionate and he just in it for all the right reasons. He's so collaborative. He just loves everybody. He's the man. The phenomenon I feel like is the best entry point.
Absolutely.
If you don't know anything.
I always show that to people who are like,
right?
What's going on with this? I was like, yeah, watch that one because it's like it breaks it down in the best way. It's like
best
gateway.
Overview.
Gateway.
Best gateway. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then Moment of Contact, I think, is one of the best docs on this ever.
So
and I love that it's so out of left field. It's not some official U.S. government thing. It's like these people in Virginia aren't lying about this stuff.
Yeah, man. It's really, really fascinating.
I just FaceTimed him. He's making Moment of Contact too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What else are you going to say about it?
Dude, there's a lot of new crazy stuff. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I'm curious.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Do you think that more, like, it was such a revelation to me to see that you were into this? I was like, this is the coolest collision of worlds. Do you think that more people in just general culture continue? Because I think it's on Twitter, it's like you and Father John Misty are
really?
to me, like the cultural icons who are like peeping into UFO Twitter and like liking stuff here and there. I don't know if you know that.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Oh, it's really random and funny. Yeah. And he wrote like something like, when I heard Diana Pasulka say that Chris Bledsoe is the new Paul Benowitz, I realized I needed to get a life or something. That was his like recent tweet.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
It's like, bro, like you are deep in it, at that point.
That's perfect. Also, dude from what, Blink-182?
Oh, Tom DeLonge. I mean, he's,
Dude, what? See, that's your autism, bro. That's your autism.
What?
You got everybody's name. Like, you're so good with names. I watch you do interviews all the time. And you know everybody. The name is like, oh yeah. It's just like, I don't know how you do that. Like, somebody bring up some obscure book that someone wrote and you know the author's name and everybody who was in it. And like, I don't get that shit, dude. Like, I forget everybody's name. I don't know y'all's names back here at film. I got y'all's names already.
You got Sam and Mauricio.
Sam and Mauricio. Are you lying?
No, I'm not lying. I got that right? Yeah.
But I find that to be like, that's actually super powerful.
That's first of all, it's a totally useless skill.
No, it isn't.
Age of ChatGPT.
No, it isn't.
You don't need memory. It's a parlor trick on a podcast.
No. It's always impressive to me.
Well, I appreciate that. That means a lot. It's funny.
It means a lot to Sam and Mauricio too, that you remember their names. See?
Yeah, well, hey, what can I say? I mean, I think it's my only skill. After the Rogan thing, we hung out at the mothership at his comedy thing, and my girlfriend was there, and she was talking to him for a bit, and he was like, it was the best compliment. He was like, Jesse's memory is next level, and to me, his memory is next level.
Well, I mean,
because it's like he knows all sorts of crazy facts about like I'm in a narrow domain. I probably have a decent memory on some of the other stuff, but like
he's got diverse interests.
Yeah,
he's got diverse interests. He's actually
level.
One of the people who got me to try DMT for the first time.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Back in the MySpace days.
Whoa.
He was talking about it. And I think this is even before he was like doing the podcast like that. But yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was early on DMT for sure.
He was, got me on Rick Strassman's book and all that stuff. And I brought some DMT for you, actually.
Let's go.
Just kidding.
I think this would be the most absurd environment.
Don't smoke DMT here. Don't do it here. Don't do it here.
I would break.
But you should try it.
Maybe I will. Talked about that last time.
Honestly, I don't really...
I've done ayahuasca. So
that's right.
Technically, I've done it,
that's
but
right.
not the fast acting. Yeah.
Maybe check it out if it comes your way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe check it out.
You've told me some stories.
Hey, it's fascinating stuff. I feel like my brain don't think of the stuff that showed me. So I find it to be really, really interesting.
Yeah. That's fascinating. It's like you were in another objective reality. Like, where does that, if that's not in your mind?
Yeah. Because,
where is that?
I always think about, people saying when they trip, they talk about like, oh, I was in Jimi Hendrix's guitar when I was listening to his music and all that stuff. I'm like, Jimi Hendrix was nowhere to be found in this reality. It was like really just stuff that my brain doesn't go in this direction. But it's funny though, because I don't really recommend it to people anymore, except people like yourself.
I feel like my worldview is so trippy though, I worry that it would
I remember you saying that.
Yeah.
Like you're afraid that like you're not going to come back or something afterwards.
Because I'm already... So, like, my worldview is very different, I think, than the average person because I'm in all the weird shit all the time. Yeah. So I feel as sensitive as I ever have around, like, just keeping this thing on, straight.
No, I feel that.
But in the right set and setting, if it were, to come across my path serendipitously, I would do it.
Who would you throw DMT with then?
Maybe you, man.
I mean, who else? No.
Well, maybe you.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I wouldn't do it though. It'd just be you.
That's wild. Rogan got you into it.
Maybe, man. It's
I saw he follows you on Twitter. I think.
From like forever ago, like when Twitter first came out.
Yeah, like, I could see him liking your music. I know he likes hip hop for sure.
Oh man, well that's interesting. Yeah, I don't know what's up with Joe. I find him to be an interesting dude. But as far as DMT, yeah, man, I think you need to try it.
Oh, man. That would be crazy. What's up, guys? I want to tell you about my new favorite boots. These things are epic. I've been wearing these everywhere. They're called Brunt. They're insanely comfortable and durable. These things last for years, and they're super versatile. I wear them for hiking, for hanging out. They look pretty swaggy if you're going out. They even look good in work meetings. They feel incredibly comfortable. There's no annoying break-in period. They just kind of form fit to your foot right off the bat. They're lightweight. You don't have to lug them around, but they're also super weather resistant, waterproof, and durable. Brunt is committed to making sure you're 100% satisfied with your new gear. With over 500,000 customers already on board, these boots are the best in the category. Take it from me. Brunt makes the most epic, durable, and comfortable work boots. For a limited time, our listeners get $10 off at Brunt by using code Jesse at checkout. Just head to bruntworkwear.com and use code Jesse and you're all set. Even better, Brunt lets you try all their products on the job risk-free. Just go to bruntworkwear.com and use code Jesse for $10 off. Again, that's bruntworkwear.com, code Jesse. After you purchase, they will ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you.
The way it came to me, though, was so weird because I remember after hearing Joe Rogan talk about it, I remember saying something on MySpace, just talking about like, I'm very curious about it, and then I was in Australia, I was in Perth on New Year's Day. They celebrate day there, this summer.
Yeah.
So it was a morning party that I was at. It was like, it must have been like noon or something like that. And I'm like throwing down, played a really cool set. And I don't usually like toot my own horn if I don't deserve it, right? Like it was actually a good set. I was pretty wasted though too. So people like carried me outside, carried my big ass outside, like, cause I was so wasted. I'm like sitting out on the patio of this venue and some dudes, just random Aussies came up to me and just like dapped me up and was like, yo, I heard you want to try DMT, and just gave me like a fat sack of it. Wow. And I, like an idiot, smuggled it all the way back to the States. I did a whole tour out there and smuggling it the whole way and brought it back. I would never do anything like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was some amazing stuff. I've never seen any DMT that looked like that ever since.
Wow.
Actually, yeah.
Do you feel like it changed the way you think after the experience?
You know what? It didn't, but it was more so validation to the idea that maybe there is some more than this.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was helpful for. Just showing you that there's way more going on.
Yeah.
Being behind the curtain, and I think at that time in my life, I needed it. My mom had passed away like months before that. So I feel like it was really a way for me to connect to the other side and still be here, so yeah, I think, again, I don't recommend it to everyone just because I do feel like if you are susceptible to, schizophrenia or any of that kind of stuff, it could set you off. So,
do you feel like the pain of your mother passing, you say that it kind of influenced Cosmic Grandma a lot, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you feel like pain creates great art and it can spur on great art?
I think it's a weird one with that. Is I don't know if that's real, but I'm just grateful to have art to turn to when I need to go to church.
It's an outlet.
Yeah, when I have to say something. I'm always so grateful for that, to be able to create music whenever I need to go back to the source.
It's kind of awesome. Like when you feel overwhelming emotions, you have like a thing that you can just port it into.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't have it.
They don't. I'm really grateful for it because, in a way I get my job is to go to therapy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Is to just heal, and try to understand more about the world and the universe and stuff, and ask questions through the music. it's a great job.
If you could smoke DMT with anyone in the UFO world, who would it be?
Whew. Good question. Man, I'd be down to smoke one with Bob Lazar.
Yeah.
I'd be down to get busy with Bob Lazar in that way, man. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, I respect that experience so much that it would take a lot for me to do it again, actually. I've only done it like 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
And to try it again would be a lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder sometimes some of these UFOs might be like, it's like, is DMT like, night vision or like infrared or something? And if you were to hook those up to the optic nerve, you could see that. And DMT is like another version of that, where it's like a window into.
I think Jake Barber was talking about that without saying so. I think he was alluding to that a little bit. And I think that maybe some of the other whistleblowers might have too. But like, I do feel like there could be some connection. At the very least, that maybe this is something that we were, connected to a bit more earlier in our development as human beings. Maybe we were closer to God, closer to the source, closer to the stars. And I think that part of that was maybe seeing some of those places that you can access on DMT.
Yep, totally. And I feel like the reason a lot of people don't believe Jake's story is the reason I do believe it, because it involves this like mental connection. And I think for a lot of people, it's like you are grouping in ETs or non-human intelligence along with psychic stuff.
Yeah.
Give me a break. I'm not going to,
Dude, I'm going to be honest with you. It was a lot though.
Yeah.
He dropped a lot on the day. And it was like, even for me, who's someone who's like, I'm trying to be down. Yeah. Like I was like, ooh, buddy.
Yeah.
You're going to lose some people with that stuff.
For
the
sure.
second half of that story, you should just stay on the first half, show the egg, and let it go. For next interview, you could talk about that. But man, he dropped a lot on it and didn't blink either. I was like, bro, like, you go easy on it.
Well, both he and David Grush have this like googly-eyed, I've seen some shit look in both of their interviews with Ross Coulter. I don't know if it's Ross's lighting or if they've seen some shit, and they have that, kind of, like I've seen something kind of gnarly.
Grush blinks though.
Grush blinks, yeah. Jake's
there was
got
something about that, dude. I was just like, what is going on? Is he an alien?
That's funny. That's funny. I think he was a little chiller in my follow-up interview.
Totally. And I'm just talking shit. I'm just having a good time. But I have so much respect for all those cats, honestly. I think it's they're all brave to just even knowing how crazy the community is, knowing how crazy the stakes are, and all this stuff. I do feel like that it's a level of courage that is pretty next. And these people aren't media personalities; they're not trained to be like, in front of the camera and stuff. So you got to give them a pass.
No, they don't know what they're doing often. You kind of have to help hold their hand and stuff, and they're scared and. I see it firsthand because I'll get thrown in with them or whatever. They get a lot of backlash. Like they got Randy Anderson, who he went underground and he saw this like gauntlet thing that like emitted hieroglyphics, and he was stationed at Naval Surface Warfare Crane in Indiana in 2014. He was taken down a bunch of floors in an elevator to a deep underground military base, and then he was taken basically through a tunnel past a bunch of skiffs into something that said, I think it was like off-world or off-planet technology.
Yeah, I heard about this. Yeah. And then was he talking to Greer?
He was talking to Greer before I met him.
Okay, yeah.
And I had been talking to him for 6 months. He was talking to UAP Gerb actually before I met him too.
Oh, cool.
And I had some inklings that like this year was going to be kind of crazy as far as Whistleblowers coming out. And I was like, dude, if there's ever a time, I think you should come out now. And he was in Vegas and came down to LA. But like right after that, you have all these guys being like, he's not a Green Beret and he didn't pass these tests and he wasn't at war. And it's like, I got dinner with him the night before. I spent a lot of time with him and his friends, like hours. And I met, 2 of his colleagues.
You're a PSYOP, dude.
But I'm a PSYOP. That's right.
They don't. you.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm a psyop.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, well, there you go. There you go. But it's like, and his friends are like, you hear their frustration and you see their DD-214, like their background. You're like, is anybody seeing this? And then you have these people. I think it's fine, and I think he would even say it's fine to go after the experience, be like, I don't know, maybe that was bullshit. Maybe he was psyoped. But when they go after his like background as like a war hero, it's like, come on.
It's a lot, man. It's a lot. And no one wants to deal with that. No, and all these whistleblowers are watching how everyone's reacting to this stuff. They're doing their research. Why would anyone want to put themselves out there like that just to get picked apart and be called liars and all this stuff?
100%.
It's not cool. That's not fun.
It's not fun. But I'm optimistic after this Wall Street Journal article. The reason being, I think it's really interesting. They say it's all part of this Air Force hazing ritual, which is really dumb for the Wall Street Journal to say, because I think then all of the witnesses around UFOs and nuclear weapons, all these Q-cleared employees, all these guys sue the government.
Right.
Right. Or Wall Street Journal, follow up
and
show the program.
To do that.
You're not
to the American populace, dog. You
literally
can't do that.
There's like federal torture claims provisions in that, so they're fucked, because I think it's totally fake. There's no hazing ritual, or if there have been, it's been in little spots here and there. That does not explain the whole thing. So they kind of back themselves into this interesting corner.
I think that's the problem, is trying to blanket all of it ever. It's like, I think so many of these things can be true. Personally, I think there's so many parts of it that can be true. There could be future human, there could be some grays, there could be some stuff that we're doing, it could be some stuff that China's doing. All these things can exist, I think.
Yeah.
And it probably is.
Yeah.
From my perspective.
Yeah.
I've been trying to figure out personally, how I feel about all this stuff.
Yeah.
Still, because I go through this ebb and flow of just kind of being like, I'm always going to be fascinated.
Yeah.
But in terms of my own personal beliefs, I'm just kind of always like ebb and flow with it. Like I'm really in, or I'm like, I'm like back in, and I'm like, I don't know. So it's really something that fluctuates for me. But I think I'm always going to be curious. I'm always going to be following it, whether or not, I believe it. I just think it's all fascinating, especially because it's all playing out on TV in Washington, and we're having congressional hearings about it. It's
crazy. What got you into it to begin with?
Well, I mean, I've always been into sci-fi. I've always been into the idea of aliens and stuff. I've never seen anything, and if I do, I probably can't say anything because I'm like the least credible person out there. Because he's like, yeah, of course Fly Lotus saw that. Like, of course he did. But no, I haven't seen anything, and but I've always felt that there is more out there, and I've made a film about. I've made a couple of films with alien themes.
A few,
yeah. And I think when I was filming Ash, when we were filming that movie, Aaron Paul told me about David Grush. Because that video, the videos of him with Ross Coulthart has just come out. And I saw that on my timeline, but I was kind of like, I'll go through it. But then he was like, yo, man, you got to check him out. I believe this guy. And Aaron, I wouldn't have guessed that he was like really into the topic. But, I watched it, and then it kind of took me down the rabbit hole, I guess.
Yeah.
But Aaron, he's wild. He talked to Bob Lazar.
He talked to Bob Lazar?
Yeah,
Aaron Paul?
Aaron Paul talked to Bob Lazar.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and like they were like writing messages to each other.
No way.
I know.
I'd love to be a fly on the wall for that.
I know. You got to get him on the show sometime.
I would love to. Well, I guess Breaking Bad is kind of a Vegas-y show. Like, I'm trying to think where that would even have occurred.
I don't know how the connection is made, but like he's a fascinating cat. Though.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, Ash was amazing, man. I loved it. And this set kind of reminds me, I was texting you, I was like,
this is not a set. We're in a spaceship.
We're in an actual spaceship.
Yeah.
And you have the coolest shirt.
Oh.
You want to show it to the camera?
Yeah.
We got Lockheed Martin, Aurora, antimatter matter reaction, anti-gravity. It's crazy.
I have
man.
another one too, like the Lockheed Martin reverse engineering program.
No way.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I think it's fascinating. That whole thing, that whole side of it has just been like just super interesting to me.
So interesting. The reverse engineering stuff and how much of that, because there's definitely weird deception and like, you know, psyops going on with aerospace, and then how much of it is real, because there's a lot of evidence that there's something there as well.
Yeah.
So it's fascinating. But it's funny that you said, like, of course, Flylo's seen an alien.
Yeah.
When I first heard your music, I was like, this dude's an alien, because I was super into like Dilla and Pete Rock and DJ Premier, all these like 90s hip hop producers. And then you came on the scene, and I think it might have been around your album Cosmogramma or Los Angeles, like 08, 2010 era.
Yeah.
And I saw you play actually with Thundercat in New York. And I remember, cause like Dilla would mess people up because his stuff wasn't quantized.
Right.
And then I remember hearing your stuff, and I was like, this guy's on another planet. Like, this is crazy.
Hey, well, you know, they made it okay. They made it okay for us to go there.
Yeah.
So
well, you took it to the next level, man.
Doing my part. Yeah, but you know, it's funny though, because I got, you know, just like everybody else probably, I got a lot of flack in the beginning for doing my thing, you know, and being that person. Like I keep bringing this up lately because it's so bizarre to people, but like back when I was first getting on and the scene, like around like 2004, I get a lot of shit. Can I say shit? I'm a curse.
Yeah, you can say shit. Oh yeah, as much as you want.
I used to get a lot of shit for using a computer to make music.
Really?
Back in the day.
Instead of an MPC.
Yeah, you had to have an MPC, you know, or SP or something like that, or else you wasn't making hip hop. You was making techno or computer music or whatever. They was just like, there's no way. There's no way there ain't no swing in that computer. You can't swing with that. So it made me more determined to like really get in there and get the sounds and to try different stuff. And I actually was really encouraged earlier on in my development to, you know, just to do the other thing, just to try and go in different directions. And so I owe a lot to the people around me, really, who supported me to just like not to do what everyone else was doing at the time.
Well, you come from maybe the most kind of interesting musical family I could think of. Alice Coltrane is your great aunt? Is that right?
Yeah.
And then Marilyn McLeod is your grandmother, and she wrote Love Hangover, and she also wrote I Get High, or wait, I Get High is the Styles P Swizz Beatz sample. But it is I Get High too, right?
Yeah.
The original Frida Payne.
Yeah,
she wrote that as well.
Yeah.
So you just come from amazing, you know, family when it comes to this stuff.
They still was looking at me like I was crazy though, dog. They were like, why does shit sound like some hitting on some garbage cans? You know, like what is this? And I was like, but you guys are crazy too. What are you talking about? But yeah, I had to find my way. Just like we all do.
It is true. Your drums, I think, set you apart so much. It's like that plus the crazy synths, like sounded like it was like you leaned into the computer thing.
Yeah.
And it was like that plus the drums, which, you know, was like, it was like garbage. It was like back alley, like crazy. And it was like, oh my God, this is crazy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, just went for it, man. Just went for it. A lot of support from my grandmother though. She was the first person to put a machine in my hands. You know, she was the 606, the TB 606 or something like that, like one of them drum machines with like, you know, those weird analog sounds and stuff in there. And she was just like, here, take it. And I was just making drum beats and stuff when I was really young. And that was kind of what set me up. And then just being around different family, like my cousin, he was making music on a Mac 2CI, like old Mac, like back when that was like super foreign to record on. And, you know, was watching him while I'm playing Sonic the Hedgehog. He's like making stuff that sounded like Prince stuff. And like, I was just always surrounded by music and always surrounded by people trying to make stuff.
That makes sense. You played Sonic the Hedgehog because I feel like it's
Oh,
that
dude.
Sega
Oh,
Wave
man.
Racer vibe.
Oh man, no doubt. And those loops, man, they still in my head, man. You know, and I still be sampling Sonic too. Still to this day.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So was Alice an inspiration for you early on?
My Aunt Alice was such an inspiration, but I feel like my appreciation for her and her music grew over time. You know, like when I feel like kind of in high school, all the stuff started to make more sense to me, and I was really starting to see it. But then when I went to college and really started like vibing there and like, you know, trying mushrooms and stuff, and you know, leaving my brain and stuff, I'm like, oh, I get it for real now. You know, it was really starting to make sense. And I had just the deepest appreciation for it. But, you know, still to this day, like, I feel like every other year I'll go back and listen to music that she made and just be like, whoa, what was she doing? How did she do that? Why did she do that? That was a weird choice. Great choice. But, you know, like, I'm still picking it apart after all these years.
And you said you never saw her practice.
I never saw her practice.
That's crazy.
In my entire, and I, you know, she was like the Coltrane side, they're like the closest family to me in LA. And so I spent a lot of time over there. I went to school right by their house. So I walked from school to hang out over there all the time. And, you know, I would see them very often. I never saw her practice, never. And I remember one time when I was like maybe like 10, 11 years old, I went over to the house and she had a beautiful piano, beautiful grand Steinway piano, surrounded by, you know, her harp and all these amazing instruments. I went in there. I was like, hey, can I go play your piano?
Yeah.
She was like, well, are you going to play it? I was like, I don't know, actually.
What do you think she meant by that?
She meant, am I going to get down, dude? Like, don't mess around, you know? Like, don't go in there, like, messing around on my piano. You're going to go in there and play it.
Whoa.
You can go play it, but you better play.
Yeah.
So I was like, I took that like, so I didn't do it. I never touched that thing, ever.
And she was very kind of spiritually tapped in as well, right?
Oh, man, yeah. She was the most tapped in. I would say, yeah, there was a lot of influence, but I guess it would be more non-denominational leaning. But yeah, a lot of influence there, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, she's amazing. I mean, just hearing I think it was Turiya and Ramakrishna. Yeah. It's like that old blues kind of vibe, and it's just so beautiful. It's like ethereal and beautiful, and you're like, where is this coming from? It's amazing.
It's wild because you can always hear the blues. And then it just goes to some other just crazy places. And I remember being with her in Paris once. She had me come with her and Ravi. They played a show in Paris toward the end of her life. And I just remember just hearing her, you know, she was like Yoda, you know, she was like a Yoda type person where she was really tiny and, you know, moved very slowly, very gentle with everything. But, you know, when she went on that piano, boom, was busting out all crazy, you know, like, who is this person? And it was like, even Rodney, her son, she was like, whoa, what is going on? You know, so like, she was tapped in for sure to the source.
Well, John was tapped in as well. I mean, I think he might be at least top 3, maybe favorite jazz musician of all time. Yeah. Are you a fan of his?
Absolutely,
as well?
Absolutely. And I think I was a fan of his first. And it's funny because when I was growing up and people would want to talk to my aunt and be around people who want to talk to her. They always want to talk to her about John Coltrane. All they want to talk to her about is like, what was it like being around John Coltrane? What was he like? What was he like? And she would always answer very humbly, and you know. And then now it's like everyone wants to talk about Alice Coltrane, and it's really awesome to see that, just to see the turn happen. But I do wish that she was here to see her influence in the way, because I feel like now I'm hearing way more about her than him, even though he's I go to sushi restaurant, it's always John Coltrane playing, in there. But like, I just feel like the young folks around are really vibing on her music right now. And it's really cool to see.
Absolutely. Well, she really, I think, just pushed the envelope and experimented. Obviously, he was amazing too.
Yeah.
But, that is cool to see. And it's interesting how music, kind of like your UFO interest, ebbs and flows and changes. And how do you feel like, it's in an interesting place right now? Do you feel like it's in a weird place? Like
what
music
in general?
Is that even a question you can ask, or is it just it is what it is? Or like,
as far as the industry and all that stuff, I can separate it and think about it in terms of like the actual music itself. And there's always some good stuff going on. Always
Yes.
Interesting. You just gotta look for it.
Yeah.
You gotta seek it out. But if you're only gonna listen to what the charts are telling you, then you're probably going to be thinking it's all the same.
It's definitely weird that it's now filtered by, is the person a good social media personality?
Absolutely.
That's weird to me.
Absolutely. And like the numbers, like people even see like, okay, well, they only have certain amount of listeners on Spotify, so they're probably not that good.
Yeah.
They're probably not that great.
Yeah.
They only got like 10,000 listeners every month, so they're probably
right. It's this like infinite force ranking of everything.
Absolutely.
Everything's a beauty contest.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
And I feel like in the past 10 years, the numbers thing really got into the fandoms of rappers and stuff, like, first week sales and stuff. Like, people are like, kids are talking about rappers' first week sales, like selling what? What are people selling anymore?
Right.
Like, y'all buying records and stuff out here? Like, what is, it's super weird that that's actually part of the conversation in terms of like, is something good or interesting? It's like, what are they selling? How much are they moving? How many units are they moving?
Right.
Like, it's like old barbershop conversation or something that has just now become like a very, very popular bit of the conversation, unfortunately.
Well, you started an amazing record label, Brain Feeder. Do you feel like, and I didn't even realize some of the people you had signed.
Yeah.
I was independently fans of and doing research for
I
this.
like
So
that.
I was like,
I like who?
I was like,
who?
Taylor McFerrin.
Oh,
Like, I was like,
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
of course he signed him. Like, it's
Yeah,
like similar drums and like.
And of course you'd be into Taylor McFerrin.
Oh, I love like that. When I first heard, I think it was Degrees of Light. I was like, wow, like this is crazy. Like, what is that? It reminded me of you a little bit. And Daedalus. And I'm trying to think. There were a couple others on there where I was like, damn, I didn't even know you guys had worked together.
Yeah. Brain Feeder has been going for a minute, man. It's been going for a minute. And it's something that I'm actually really, really proud of, because it's something that is kind of flourishing on its own at this point, and I'm still doing a lot of work with Brain Feeder and curating and, an A&R side, but that's like it's a machine that's moving and it's awesome to see.
And maybe through that, you can fight back a little bit where it's like, I don't care if you have 10,000 weekly streams or whatever.
Dude,
like, I love it. I'm going to put you on.
Absolutely. And, it's become a thing where there's a lot of risk in the personal sense, because I want to do right by the artist. But as far as everything else, there's no risk for me. I'm not trying to make money there. It's really not my source of income like that. It is, but it's not, at the same time. So I just was like, it's a passion project, but like, I've been so grateful to be able to see all these different artists flourish and have their careers, and, they're doing their thing. Being there. Yeah.
Super cool. Is there anybody you're into now that the public probably doesn't know about?
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's an artist just named Thing.
Okay.
Just Thing.
I love
drum and bass, some drum and bass, like classic drum and bass, but sometimes we'll mix up some UK like two-step, kind of garage, UK garage kind of vibe. Smaller following. Doesn't matter, don't care, but like I'd be in the gym just like listen to Amen breaks and stuff. It's like, so it's kind of random, but and the cat puts out stuff like every week. It's pretty crazy. I know, it's
Thing.
Yeah, Thing.
Go check out Thing.
Thing is dope. Thing is dope. Yeah.
Sick, man.
Yeah.
And you've worked with some of the most legendary artists like
Yeah,
ever.
man.
I mean,
Yes.
one of the guys I feel like you're just probably friends first and then collaborator second is Thundercat, who
Yeah.
I saw you live with in New York.
Yeah.
He's amazing, man.
Yeah,
He's so
he is.
awesome. And he credits you for having helped give him a voice. And
Yeah.
because he was just playing bass primarily, right? And you
Yeah.
kind of helped him out and you were like, look, man, you should just sing over your tracks. Is that right?
Yeah, he was doing some oohs and ahs on stuff.
Mhm.
And I was like, what's going on? You know, like, let's do it. And then there was one day I'll never forget, and I think about it all the time. We were sitting in my apartment, my sweaty apartment in Northridge. And he just, we were working on some music. I had these like portable lunch tables. They're like the classic picnic tables or whatever. That's where I had all my gear set up on, and it was like surrounded by all these like medicinal marijuana jars.
Uh-huh.
And it was, he just looks over at me and he was like, man, I want to be your artist. And I was like, yeah, what does that even mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, what does that even mean? I've never done that sort of thing before. And we've just been going at it, man, ever since. We've just been going for it. And it's been awesome to see, and honestly something that I take so much pride in, aside from my own work, is, just seeing how his music and his message and his influences affected the world.
Yeah. You see, he's another guy who, like, back in the day, I think was always respected, like as almost like an artist, where it was like, he's amazing on the bass.
Yeah.
And then like in the last 5 years, I feel like people are just like, everybody knows who Thundercat is, which is so cool to see.
Yeah. I was just randomly at dinner and they're playing his music just randomly, it just comes on. I'm like, damn.
Let's go.
Yeah, I love it.
Is he into alien stuff? Like, I could see, he seems like such a fun, kind of goofy personality. Like, I could see him being into the UFO.
I feel like he's kind of like come over the house and I got like some weird alien YouTube videos on and I'm like, I turn them off real quick. Like, I'm not watching any of that stuff. No, but I don't think he's really into it.
Okay.
I don't think he's super into the stuff. But, because he's probably an alien. He don't want to be exposed, He doesn't want
exactly.
He don't like the exposure. So.
Or maybe you'd act into it like you. You never know.
Yeah, maybe.
We might be, it might be walking among us.
Right. Maybe.
I want to list some artists, and you've either collaborated with them or you might have something to say about them. I want to get just one sentence about each of these guys.
Okay.
J Dilla.
Oof, man. One of the greatest ever. Very grateful to have met him a couple times close to the end of his life. I feel like I saw him maybe a week or two before he passed away.
It's crazy.
I delivered a check to his house.
Yeah, let's tell that. You told me this story. It's so crazy.
I used to work at Stone's Throw back in the day, and you were like I was an intern. Yeah,
That's
I was
crazy.
an intern there, a paid intern.
Okay.
I was working there long enough. They had to start kicking me down a little bit. I was there, and he was finishing up the donut stuff that was happening. Madlib sound directions he was doing that. It was like Madlib starting to play drums live and stuff, and that was kind of like the time I was there. And they were finishing up some business, and they sent me over the house. Like, yo, you might see something over there. Just, be cool. Because he wasn't in really good shape, toward the end.
He had like a blood disorder or blood cancer or something.
Lupus. And I don't know what else. But something else. I think something else was going on too. But yeah, I got to see him. The machines were still on. He was in a wheelchair. He looked really bad, man. I cried after I left there. I was fully in tears just because, not only because of what I saw, but just because I still felt the energy. I still felt power still. I felt the force. It was strong still, man. It was really strong even toward the end, and it was really it was a lot. But I was very impressed that even then, everything was still lit up. Like, he was still working on some shit. Yeah.
Was he good energy? Was he?
Oh, it was great. Yeah, it was great. I could tell he didn't want anyone to see him like that.
Yeah.
And that was the thing too. It was like, I didn't even really want to look him in the eyes, bro, just because I could just tell he didn't, but he still was like holding it together. And yeah.
And he was at Common's house, right?
That was Common's spot, yeah.
That's
I think they were
great.
they were living together, but yeah.
Wow.
And his mom's was taking care of him around then too. Yeah.
Yeah, you listen to some of those tracks like that Isley Brothers sample, Don't Say Goodbye. You call it Bye or whatever, and you're like, oh my God, he's like saying goodbye, and it's so ethereal. It's so like, it's crazy.
It was a lot.
Or Donuts of the Heart, that Jackson 5 sample. It's like,
yeah, when I was there, I think it was finishing up The Shining. The Shining stuff was happening.
Okay.
Donuts was already done. By then, we were already like hearing all that stuff in the office. Whoa. And we were getting like donut deliveries, and like there was like a couple beats coming through, and we would like gather around the record player and like, or whatever, and just be like, oh, what's going on? Just be like blown away.
That's interesting. So he was doing The Shining after Donuts.
Well, yeah, I think there was still little ebbs and ebb and flow, little bits and pieces that were kind of like, still lying around for Donuts. Like, I think can't remember exactly which one, but there was some stuff that wasn't all finished.
Okay.
It wasn't all finished and delivered. There was like pieces of that. And I think Shining was finished by, I think, J-Rock or Kareem Riggins back then. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Stone's Throw was so interesting. Like, what a constellation of amazing. It was, Peanut Butter Wolf started with him and Charisma in San Jose, and then they came to LA, kind of for Madlib, who was blowing up at the time.
Yeah.
And like, man, was that an inspiration for you for Brain Feeder and just being there?
It was a huge inspiration. Before I was actually living in San Francisco studying film, and a buddy of mine was like, we call him Crazy John because he was crazy. He was insane dude. But he had great taste in music. And he was like, oh, you like hip hop? Well, you need to listen to LP. You need to check out MF Doom, Metal Fingers, okay? Victor Vaughn, Madlib. I was like, okay, I'm gonna check these people out. And I went and bought these records, and my mind was blown. And I was like, started getting back into making beats. I had made beats when I was younger, but when I was in college, and like hearing that stuff, I got really into it again. Like, and more so on the sampling side, because all the stuff I had made before was kind of like synth based and, messing with groove boxes. And then that was like the gateway into sampling, getting back into that stuff. Listening to Wu-Tang and hearing all that. But
favorite Wu-Tang Clan member?
The RZA.
Of course. Yeah. Hard to argue with that. Producer. Yeah. Although Jizza had some amazing beats too.
Absolutely.
Amazing beats.
Absolutely.
But RZA, heart and soul.
Yeah. But yeah, when I was in school, I remember just being like, you know what? I'm gonna skip history of film school or history of film and just like work on some beats right now.
Wow.
And I'd be doing that. And then I heard about this label, Stone's Throw, that was in LA back home. And I was like, maybe I need to, the whole scene was in LA too. So I was like, man, I need to get out of San Francisco, go back and be around these people and get in that energy. So that kind of led me back there. Stone's Throw brought me back in a weird way.
I love it. All right, let's keep going on the artist.
Sorry, I was only supposed to give you a sentence.
No, this always happens. I love it. It's we're flowing.
No wonder your shows are like 3 hours.
Yeah, man. It's just, it's always just, I think the best conversations are just free association, just what you're, whatever comes up.
Yeah, sure.
Speaking of which, you just named two people I was going to ask you about. So let's go Madlib first and then MF Doom.
Oof. Okay. Madlib was definitely one of the most inspiring folks around. Considering he was one of those people who was like, oh, it don't matter what you use, you know, and I'm like, okay, well, I use a computer, you know, it don't matter, just make something. And then it was like the output, you know, I remember being an intern, and they showed me the box, you know, of like all the Madlib beat tapes or whatever. They were like, all right, you know, check these out. And it was like, it was insane just being able, like, it'd be like hundreds of beats, or like he would fill up all these CDs.
Crazy.
And I would listen to all them joints, man, and just be like, whoa, what is going on? You know, and
It's crazy.
And it would make me feel lazy. You know, it just made me feel lazy, and but also it was one of those things that just kind of lit the fire.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I need to work on this stuff. I need to keep going.
There you go.
So it was, he was definitely influential in that. And just the energy, you know, he was just such a cool, humble person. And, you know, whenever I got to be around him, it was just like it was a special day. It was always a special day just because, you know, he just had such an impact on the whole community too. Like there was, aside from, you know, the Stone's Throw thing, you had this kind of adjacent squad of producers who would hang out kind of around like any kind of Stone's Throw related event. You know, there would be like the cast like DiBiase and Georgia Ann Muldrow, Ross G, you know, Take, and all these other great producers who went on to go and do great things. We started to build a community kind of on the side of what they were doing. And, you know, we'd be out front of whatever parties they were throwing with boom boxes playing each other's beat tapes and stuff. And that was really, you know, oh man, Madlib came by earlier, you know, with, you know, dudes who worked at, you know, Pooh Bah Records and Amoeba, they'd be like over there like, yeah, man, he came in, he got this record, this, that, whatever.
Wow.
So it'd always be like, you know, legendary Madlib stories of what's going on. But always really influential and really inspiring.
And he wasn't Quasimodo like an accident. Like that's how prolific he was. Like I think Peanut Butter Wolf like found that or someone was like, dude, this is actually pretty cool. And then he kind of ran with it.
Yeah. That's exactly. Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, man. And Doom. Yeah. Doom was, I mean, to me, he's my favorite rapper still to this day. You know, I think he mastered the persona of the character he created. You know, he really did. He was really the villain, bro. Like, I mean, all the stories you heard about Doom are true. I don't know. It's not legend. It's all true.
Like not showing up.
Like not showing up to stuff. Like not showing up to stuff. I remember there was a gig. We invited Doom. You know, I had a show in London, and he was going to play, and you know, I fly out to London. I think he's already there because he had been deported or something. I think he was already living in the UK. So we're like, great, get Doom on stage, you know. And I think as we were sound checking, I'm in the venue. This is the day before, because we had to set up that the whole visual show. The day before he canceled the gig. And that's kind of unheard of. I mean, you hear that and you're like, oh, okay, well, but doing that sort of thing in this business is not cool, especially when you have flyers and all this stuff promoting everything. We actually got Jay Electronica to fill in that spot, which is also a really crazy thing to do, is he's also like...
He's another guy where it's like, you never know when he's going to release his album or show up.
But I think he had reasons to come visit the UK. And
well, he was is he married to like a Rothschild?
I didn't want to go there.
I did. I went there.
I wasn't gonna.
I said it for you.
I said he had a reason. I don't know what the reason is still. But yeah,
a very elite reason.
Yeah. But he came out and rocked it. It was wild. But yeah, it was really scary, and that was that moment. I was like, oh wow, he really is the villain. He doomed me. Dude. I got doomed right here. But man, you know, it's like after that happened, you just kind of, well, oh, it's the villain.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
I feel like he's just the most elusive, interesting, like, I don't know. It's interesting with him too, where we were just talking about Thundercat. You know, I feel like 10 years ago, it was still more kind of underground hip hop, obscure circles where hardcore fans of Doom. Now he's on TikTok. Like he is mass media.
Biggie.
Yeah, it's like Biggie.
It's like Biggie. They Biggie'd him, man. It's wild.
It's wild.
It's super cool to see.
Mm-hmm.
I just, for some reason, I just thought of like the first time I met Doom, though. I met him at Peanut Butter Wolf's Halloween party.
Mm-hmm.
I was like bathrobe man, because that was all I had was a bathrobe. I didn't have any other costume, but you had it. I was like a dude in a bathrobe and some sunglasses.
I'm Hugh Hefner.
And Doom shows up. He just got into town. He just shows up as himself, of course. And I'm like, hey man, how's it going? How you living? How long are you in town? You welcome to LA. How long are you out here? And he was like, can I trust you? It's like that. Like, I hope so. Like that was the first thing. That was his response to me, and I was like, okay,
damn,
he's a special cat.
Very special. Yeah. Well, you hear him way back in the day. We were talking about this last time when we hung out. He was in a group called Third Base. And he's in that song Gas Face, and his voice is like different. He seems like more of like he's trying to be this like more square, like cut and dry rapper.
Yeah. Like Tribe Called Quest vibe a little bit.
100%. Early 90s. And then he like goes off grid. I think he's homeless for a while and he comes back as Doom, and you're like, oh my God, like his voice is different. And
man, yeah, he'd been through something. He'd been through a lot actually. But yeah, there's something about it. He locked in. He figured it out. He just fully embraced the villain.
Yeah.
I think there's a really cool movie to make.
It's definitely. Why don't you make it? You are the most qualified because you make amazing movies.
I am the most qualified producers.
100%.
And estate.
You knew the guy. You made music as close to that genre. You were on a track with him, Between Villains, with and Captain Murphy.
There's two tracks. Yeah, there's two tracks. There was we're supposed to do an EP together.
Okay.
He had a whole bunch of stuff on his computer.
Okay.
The classic tale of like a hard drive full of stuff. And a lot of it, there's a lot of my stuff on there.
What's gonna happen to that? Let's get that out.
I know. Estate.
Movie and hard drive.
Yeah. Thundercat actually got to see him close to the end. I think he saw him at his house in London. He was over there. He was staying in London for a while, so gotta have him talk about that.
Oh, I'm curious. That's amazing. Okay, let's keep going with the crazy list. Kendrick.
Oof. Actual genius.
Actual genius.
Weird little guy. I remember asking Kendrick, yo, man, what books are you reading? He was like, oh, man, I don't be reading, man, Power of Now. I was like, okay, all right, that's cool. I was so surprised. Someone like him who has so much to say and very thoughtful, didn't like reading books and stuff. I just felt like it was all in there. I thought it was all books.
Yeah.
I felt like he was always referencing books in his work.
He is referencing. I wonder if some people are just kind of tapped in too, and they're channeling. And it's just like
actual genius. He it's the kind of person that shows up, writes it on the spot, does no fanfare.
Yeah.
He came through wearing some some slippers with some socks on and wearing some shorts and a hoodie and just kind of came through and killed it, bro. Like,
would you say best battle rapper of all time?
I wouldn't put it in the battle rapper category personally. I think he's definitely one of the most important voices in music. To Pimp a Butterfly is a classic album.
Amazing.
I've one of those people too. You're just like it's so you're like, wow, okay, I don't want to get in your way.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I actually don't want to be. I don't want to be near you. I just want you to be able to exist and not, like there's something very, he has this sort of, I don't know, this vibe about him where he's just like super quiet.
Yeah.
So maybe he's in his head. He don't say much. So I just was like, I just want him to do his thing. I don't want to interfere or interrupt whatever is going on.
His process.
Yeah.
Who's top 5 for you, MCs?
Oof, he's up there. If not, top 3 at least. Yeah, him. Doom, man, this is the worst question to ask while I'm on camera. Like, I suddenly don't know any rappers. They've all fallen off the face of the earth right now. What else you got?
I got a couple more I want to get through. Q-Tip.
Ooh, Q-Tip. He's a super inspiring dude. Amazing producer that as well as rapper. I think he doesn't get enough credit as a producer. From my perspective. Yeah. Really great beats, really great energy, the voice. I don't know him that well, but we try to collaborate on some stuff. I think sometimes the thought of working together is better than the result sometimes.
For sure.
But I would love to have another go.
Yeah.
At that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
What about Aphex Twin?
Aphex is interesting in that because he was one of those people that I listened to back before I was in college without knowing who or what or why. It didn't matter. It was just dope. It was just cool electronic music to me. Square Pusher, Amon Tobin, those guys were kind of like in my sphere. I wasn't like fully in the electronic zone. Yeah. But those were like the kind of auxiliary pillars for my ears. And I always found a lot of inspiration from the music videos. Chris Cunningham videos, and when they did that director series back in the day, the DVDs, they had just had all the collections of music videos from like Chris Cunningham, Michel Gondry, and so on. And I always just would run those. We'd run those so much and just pick them apart just because, being in film school and thinking about music videos, like those were the most cutting edge. Those were, that series, that director series. I wish they would re-release those on, 4K, whatever things now. Yeah. I don't think it'll ever happen.
Yeah. Okay, final one in this series, Kanye.
Ooh, Kanye. It's funny, man. I never really had the I'm a super Kanye fan. I never had that thing. But I did love Yeezus. I didn't like it when I first heard it. Then it really grew on me. And I think that album, regardless of what, he has become, I feel like that album was really, really ahead of its time. And it set a tone for many years in music, not just hip hop, just in music in general. I think that sound, it kind of expanded and people took it in different directions. And I think, there's so much of electronic music that has come from that, and hip hop and the intersection. That's very influential stuff. Yeah. But yeah, man, what a fucking nutcase. Huh?
Yeah, crazy, yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm not one of those Kanye sympathizers, man. I'm really not. I fell off the train when he said slavery was a choice. I was off that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Tripping.
Yeah, I'm gonna get off now.
You're fully tripping.
Yeah. Yeah, I just hope he's okay, man, because he's musically a big inspiration. I love him. I think he's amazing, and I just wish, I don't know. I wish he would just stop whatever is going on now. I don't know. It feels like he's definitely trying to get a rise. Like, it's like if there is a third rail, he'll touch it.
Yeah.
He'll hit it. And then there's some other part where you're like, is he even in control? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, well, you know, mental illness is a thing, man.
Yes.
It's a thing, and people are capable of being very successful and mentally ill at the same time. That is a thing. And
often they're correlated.
Yeah, right? And also, too, like, you know, the dude, he's just like, yeah. Got probably like a lot of yes men around, people like enablers, people just like, I mean, he's got a cult, you know, and people who are still apologizing for him constantly and just be like, oh, you know, he's going through it, you know. But it's also got to be really hard for someone like him to have been at the top of the music pyramid or whatever, and to now just kind of just be existing among other great people, not being the greatest and top selling, most Grammy collecting person or whatever. Like, it's got to be a little difficult for you.
100%.
Yeah.
A little fall from grace there.
Yeah, it's got to weigh on you.
Who are your biggest inspirations when it comes to filmmaking? You put David Lynch in one of your videos and songs.
You already know. You already know.
Did I just answer it for you?
Yeah, I think you did. I think you did. Yeah, David Lynch. Woo. He was.
Do you have a favorite David Lynch movie?
My favorite David Lynch movie is probably Eraserhead.
That makes sense because of the movies you made. That is such a crazy movie.
Yeah, it's a crazy. All this stuff is pretty out. Lost Highway. So I got into David Lynch through being a fan of Trent Reznor back in the day, which is really, it trips me out when I think about it, because he worked on Lost Highway. He did some music for Lost Highway, and I was following him at that time.
Okay.
And then I was like, oh, what's this movie? Who's this guy? Lost Highway, loved it. And then I kind of got way in at that point. And he was one of those people too, early on, where I was like, oh, well, maybe I should go to film school. Maybe this is for me, because I really love this. I really love this. And I think he also really got me inspired, aside from the filmmaking, more so like the living the art life, as they say, you know, where you just kind of fully commit. You're fully in it, you know.
That guy's tapped in.
Yeah, you wake up, you smoke, and you get to work, and you that's your life.
Just create.
Yeah, that's your life, and that's how I live my life. Sans the smoking part, it was weed, but I've given that up a bit. But yeah, like seeing that it worked for someone, and that they've made their best, some of the best things. It's like, oh, okay, it's okay for me to be this way.
Oh yeah,
you know, it's I can do this, and I can live this way, and it's okay. You know, you kind of make sacrifices that, you know, you have to have, like, whatever that regular life is.
It's almost like his life itself is art. Like, you see him doing the weather in the morning, and I remember I ended up at his house because of some TM, you know, transcendental meditation benefit.
Yeah.
And he was giving some speech, and it was about, you know, it's like, all you got to do is tap in twice a day, you know, the whole TM thing. And I was like, this guy's on another level. Like, he's on another planet right now, and he's getting downloads, and he's truly amazing. And I feel like a lot of filmmakers try to do the David Lynch thing, and they fail. Like, it's so hard.
Yeah. Well, I think the issue comes from, you know, people still feeling like they need to satisfy the audience and have some sort of, like, making sure everyone knows what's happening and having closure. And it's like, there's a difference where I think with his work, it's more so about how something feels versus how something, what it means, or what it's supposed to do, or where the story is supposed to go. It's more so the feeling that it gives you. And I think he always tells people that you know what it means.
Yeah.
Even if you don't think you do.
Yes. Yeah. And it's it truly, I feel like he'll break a lot of sacred cows or, you know, do things that you're not supposed to do, but it just works. And I'd say Blue Velvet for me is one of my favorite movies of all time.
It's so good. And it's
so good.
I love that one too, because it's such a good gateway David Lynch movie, because it starts off, you know, like most movies in a way. It starts off kind of simply, and it actually, of all the stuff, it is kind of more commercial leaning. So it's one of those ones, but
it gets weirder.
And they have those moments. I'll never forget the scene near the end. Spoiler alert. That
you know what, they deserve for it to be spoiled. If you haven't seen Blue Velvet,
can you show a clip of this? Can you show a clip?
I might be able to. We'll try.
Maybe a frame.
Yeah, we can show a little frame for sure.
All right. So the frame is when what's the guy's name? What's his name? And Kyle MacLachlan.
Kyle MacLachlan. Yeah, the main character.
When he walks into homegirl's apartment and some shit had already gone down, and there's the detective who's like wearing the yellow suit, and he's just standing there. He already been shot in the head, but he's standing there still. I love that image so much. It was so haunting, dude. Like that kind of thing. It's just so surreal and such a kind of like, wait, is this a mainstream movie? Is this not? But it's just one of those things like you can see his painting background right there, because that's just like some bugged out business.
And I feel like it's a juxtaposition between this like suburban, like kind of fake light vibe. Like in the first scene, I think, is like some dude watering the garden or whatever, and he like chokes himself.
Fire truck going by, all of
Yeah, he's the best, man. And so you, like, how many years? It's been like 8 years that you've been making movies now, or have you, or maybe before that on a smaller scale, or how long have you been making movies?
Well, if you want to go there, for a while. I started messing around with camera a long time ago when I was a kid. When I was in film school, I made a short film called Use Me, which won the audience award at the time. And I've just been always messing around with stuff. My friends have seen all my work, but the rest of the world hasn't.
Dude, I love it. It's crazy. Like Kuso and VHS and Ash are all epic, and they break your brain. Like it's what art is supposed to be, I think. Like it's really, they're all insane. So everybody gotta go watch.
Kuso was fun. And
Kuso's crazy, my favorite, I think. Yeah.
Kuso's fun because it's at that point now where people are re-examining it and they're like, man, that movie, I love Kuso. But at the time, people were just like, what the fuck are you thinking, dude? What are you doing? You can't do this. You can't do this. And it was really right. That movie came out like right before you couldn't really do anything anymore. It was like right when they started like,
cancel culture
vibe. Right. And I feel like I felt that coming on. Like, you know, just peoples were getting a little sensitive to stuff. But I feel like now, because things have gotten so stale in a way, something like that kind of stands out.
It's coming back. Yeah. I think like Gen Z, Gen Alpha, I think they're just like, fuck this. Like, we like good art. Like, it's all good.
Yeah. It's just some of the people who saw Ash were like, oh, man, I don't know. It's not like Kuso, man. And I'm like, well, all right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
It's definitely not Kuso.
No, Kuso is will break your brain. Ash is a little more of a movie, like structured. And Ash is amazing, man. And I feel like it like really plays on themes that are growing in the zeitgeist right now. It's kind of the AI theme a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's also, you know, it's a little bit of the pandemic COVID thing going on as well, where you have this kind of brain eating, like, you know, parasite that takes over. I don't want to spoil that either.
You spoiled it already.
I might have just spoiled it. Yeah,
let it happen. Just let it happen. That's cool.
But that was amazing. It's an amazing cast. And
it's funny though, because when I think of that movie now, I feel like if only I had done it now that I know so much about the lore, the UFO phenomenon lore, it would probably be a little different. Or I would have a different take on some of the stuff that I did.
How so?
I don't know off top, but I just feel like now I should be making the alien UFO stuff. And maybe the next one will be, but I feel way more qualified to tackle the topic now just because I've been so deep in it, but there are so many stories to tell,
so many.
There's so many that are one of those things where it's like, it's stranger than fiction.
You just took the words out of my mouth. I was like, that's what I love about the UFO topic is it is weirder than fiction.
Yeah.
And that's a cliche to say, but it's true.
It's absolutely
You hear
true.
some of these stories, you're like, what happened? And then you're like sitting in front of the guy and you're like, you have no mental health history and you were in a high position in government and like.
You got security clearances, all that. He's saying all that.
Yup.
Wild.
Crazy.
Wild. But yeah, I find so much inspiration in just listening to the stuff. Whether or not it's true or not, it doesn't matter. It's like, I just find it fascinating. I'm like, yeah, keep talking.
Well, I can't wait to see the Fly Low UFO alien movie.
Neither can I. Neither can I. And neither can my friends because I can't stop talking to them about it. So they're ready.
I love it. It's one of those things where once you go down the rabbit hole, it's like hard to not be annoying about it. Like
I know. I really had to just try to just not go there. But some people be like, all right, so what? Give me the download. What's been going on?
And you always get looped back in. You get tired of it, and you're like, oh, this is crazy. There are all these psyops. There are all these full of shit people. And then you take a break, and then something happens. You're like, fucking back.
Yeah. True. Yeah, man. When that damn because I used to really fuck with Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp, but then when Jeremy Corbell went on that whole tangent about the missing page and the fact that his name was taken off of the whole thing, and it just really rubbed me the wrong way. The whole thing made a big old stink about it.
Yeah, that was weird.
And it was obvious that it's like, it's not about you.
It's not about you. Yeah. It was like that. That's an official government document. And what really got me was Matthew Brown met Schellenberger before Jeremy.
Right.
So it's and he's not putting a cover letter promoting his podcast or what. So like, I didn't quite get that.
And you're going to separate the Matthew Brown interview into 3 parts. Tune in next week, kids, for the next episode of Disclosure.
Yeah. I like Jeremy, but
I mean, I'm still watching this shit. So obviously I do too. But it's just, it's all the stuff just makes me, it makes the unease part.
Well,
creep in.
Totally. Well, Matthew Brown also requires a follow-up. Like, the stuff that he said, it was like, I saw these documents, Immaculate Constellation. Here's maybe the weirdest, most interesting thing. It was like, I figured out Immaculate Constellation. Lou Elizondo's name was tied to that program. And then Lou Elizondo's testifying with Michael Schellenberger saying, I can't confirm or deny whether I was read in, basically saying I was read into this shit. So it's like, Lou, like, tell us, man. Like, and then you have Corbell, like, doing speaking tours with Lou and stuff. So it's like, let's take this thing a little bit further. And then Matthew Brown gets he just tweeted the other day. I don't know if you saw
No, I didn't see it.
Oh, he tweeted the weirdest, like, it was like, talking about how the White House has, like, a crystal ball, basically. Like, they have some proprietary AI that, like, predicts future timelines. Which is from a story base. Like if I were trying to be inspired for like a movie, like so interesting, but like, it's like, dude, where are you getting that? Like that's fascinating. Man, like
that would be crazy if true.
Crazy if true. And I want to know, and we DM'd a little bit, but Matthew, if you're out there, follow up with me. I know you said you wanted to talk. Because that's insane if true. Yeah, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
And implying that like, what else did he say?
He said a lot in that interview too.
Said a lot. And he said that there is a God, but that we're in kind of like this prison planet and that these, beings are, we're kind of like captured by some of these beings.
And we're like an energy source or something like that?
An energy source. About that? Yeah, we're a resource. That's what he said, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's kind of dark. I don't know. I don't know if I want to believe that that's it, Hopefully there's some more meaningful shit going on.
I hope so too, man.
We're not just getting mined.
I wouldn't be surprised though. But they'll stop eventually. They're like, hey. You know what's funny though? I would keep thinking about this shit. Like, aside from the Barney Hill.
Yeah.
Any other black abductees out there?
Well,
is it like
that
a white?
is,
Is that a white
the
phenomenon?
OG. That is you.
It's like,
we talked about this last time. Oh, that is the OG, abduction.
Yeah.
So, but that's a great question.
I mean, aerial school, right?
Aerial school for sure. Then there's that little girl who says, in space there's no love and we have love, and so that's why the being wanted to come down and interact or whatever.
I think that in space there's no love, and down here there is.
There is love.
Yes.
So.
But yeah, like they're not.
But you think the ratio is a little off.
They're not taking no black people at nighttime, coming in your crib and like taking you. They just it's for some reason.
You think it's a lower percentage than the percentage of the population?
Or I mean, maybe it's just not reported or something. But I don't know. I find that really fascinating. If you could find some like a book of black abductees or whatever, I want that book.
Let's get the stats on that.
Yeah. It's a funny thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, the first one. I mean, I don't know if they were the first, but the first very documented. But that is interesting. I don't know. Well, Flylo, this was an honor.
That's
man.
it? No.
How long? I think we went for 3 hours.
That was 3 hours? No,
this was amazing, man. I'm anything else that we're missing here? Or what? I'm trying to think.
We might have got it, man. But keep fighting the good fight, man.
Thank you, bro. I will. And you too.
Yeah, and do my best.
Yeah.
But play some more of them beats, though. Y'all don't know that's his beat in the intro to the show. Like, yeah, I figured that one out. Yeah.
Oh man, most of my beats.
Put some more beats on, dog.
Nah, dude, I can't be talking to you about beats.
I'll tell you to do it. I'll tell you keep going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep going.
I need to.
Do.
But
it's therapy, And
but then I hear your beats and other people who I like admire, and I'm like, I can't make beats.
No. It's supposed to be fun first.
Okay.
It's fun first, man. Like have fun, and just explore. If something happens, great. But like, just have fun with it. That's the thing I have to remind myself. Too.
Yeah.
Like there's so much pressure when I sit in the chair. To do anything now. That I have to remind myself that like no one has to hear or see or anything. Like I can just have fun doing this.
Isn't that interesting about art, where you start and there's no self-consciousness, and then you become this thing for other people. For Flying Lotus, you're like a concept for like other people, but you're like still in your head. You're like, I'm just this dude.
Yeah.
But maybe sometimes when you sit down, you're like, I gotta like adhere to this level of quality that I've done.
Absolutely. And it's a daunting thing to just have a catalog and a lineage and a history and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, I know that people can hear when I'm having a good time. I know it.
That's beautiful.
I think y'all can hear it.
Yeah.
You can hear when I'm inspired and when I'm having a good time. It's like, it's obvious, I think.
Do you sometimes look back at your life and you're like, damn, like this is stranger than fiction. Like it's a movie. The amount of people you've intersected with and your own insane career, and then how much you've been able to do in cinema, and you've done, deeper cut people know Captain Murphy, that you rap to, and hip hop production, like everything. Do you ever think about that?
I do, and I feel like I just feel very grateful, man. I feel very grateful every day. I was written on my refrigerator, be grateful, because I have the best job in the world, and I have so much love and support for all my endeavors. Of course, some people don't like what I do. Some people like this, some people don't like that. Oh, Cosmic Ground was the only good thing he did. It's fine, but like I'm having a great time when I'm creating stuff, and I always try to hold on to that part, the innocent part of that, because it's they want to take it from you. As soon as you start putting stuff out, they want to take that. And your management, you got managers and people in your pocket and your families, and then people need money, and you gotta like support,
and the legal aspects
all
of
that
music
stuff.
And the
all
ownership and instead of
all
just
that
like
stuff.
creating.
And it's all gets in the way of the fun, and it gets too heady. So trying to hold on to that, man, is a thing, and like kind of trying to always stay inspired, always chasing whatever that will keep me happy and inspired. It's the thing.
I love it. Well, I don't know if I'm going to start making beats again, but maybe I'll send you some samples because it's funny. I have a little bit of an encyclopedic mind with the UFO stuff. And then it's samples.
Dude, I know. It's crazy. I was so shocked when you started like, dropping tunes on me. I was like, dude, you know your thing, man.
I mean, I love it.
Very impressive.
I love it. I don't know. Well, it's more impressive to make the stuff than just.
Well, you gotta send me some playlists, man. You gotta send me.
I'll send you some stuff. I'm sure you've heard everything that I'm sure you're deeper on all this stuff.
I may know a thing or two, but it's still nice to hear where your ear's at. Too.
But I'll send you some old soul. Like I'll send you some samples.
Come on, dog.
I will.
Let's get it. You promised me those samples when we first started talking. I feel like that was early this year, and I still ain't got nothing.
Okay. I'm gonna send you some. I know
you're a busy man. You got a lot going on, so I give you pass. But I'm waiting.
Okay, I will send you samples, and you can do so much more with these samples than me. So I really need to send you.
Yeah, get sued. That's what I'm gonna get. That's what's gonna happen.
You can't really sample anymore, huh? It's just you gotta just interpolate or whatever.
It's a rap, especially. Where I'm at, people like ready to flag.
Because you're so big and
whatever you want to say about it, they know
They're looking for.
Yeah. So like it's not fun. So like that's why I end up doing a lot more keyboard stuff and less sampling, just because it's like.
Why did that happen? Because like back in the day, they would clear sample. Like you think about like
they would.
Yeah. No, they wouldn't. Well, I'm just thinking about like Juicy Fruit and Tume or whatever, or like, I don't know, Upside Down from Diana Ross. And, it's like, you're taking the whole song.
Yeah,
like, that's not even sampling is generous or whatever. You are literally taking a loop from the song and then putting some drums over it or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, so like, I look at that and I'm like, why aren't they getting it? Why isn't there some big legal thing with that?
Maybe some of the samples were cleared.
They were cleared,
but a lot of times it's not necessarily the artist who will sue you. It's their kids.
Like that.
The grandkids coming after you, like, because they're in charge of the estate.
Right.
And they be listening.
Right. Like that Robin Thicke, Pharrell, Blurred Lines, Marvin Gaye. Remember the bass line or whatever?
Yeah, that was bad luck, though. That was bad luck.
You think that was just like really like too much?
Yeah, you should have saw something.
Interesting.
You should have saw someone looking over. You should be looking over your shoulder doing that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that was an obvious bass. Yeah, that was kind of maybe a little ripoff. Well, it's hard to say. I don't know. I'm usually pro the person taking the stuff. And it's like if you're doing something new with it,
I am too, but again, you can't speak for the estate. And being a person who's, like my grandma, she wrote Love Hangover.
Yep.
And people sampling her music is how we ate for years.
Yeah, totally. I love that song, by the way. Yeah. If there's a cure for this.
But, people sampling that was like, Bone Thugs sampled it, like Will Smith sampled it. Like so many people had sampled her stuff. And yeah, man, like we probably would have been out on the streets if it wasn't for, people clearing those samples and playing that stuff on the radio.
Yeah,
that's how we ate. So I totally see. I know the game. I get it. People got to eat. So
that makes sense, and she deserves all the credit for that. I mean, what about? Didn't she do stuff for Lamont Dozier back in the day too?
I believe so. I don't know though. Actually,
I think so.
I don't know what under a different. There was a group or something.
Because Lamont Dozier was in one of those groups. I'm blanking on which one, but he also had a solo career, and he was a great solo artist. But I thought she might have written something for him. But
put me on, dude. Tell me. That'd be awesome. I mean, look, people have been telling me stuff like that though. Like she had done some stuff in her Motown era that I hadn't heard. My grandma was around. She was like more so trying to write new songs and trying to, write jingles and stuff. So she wasn't really focused on the back catalog as much. It was just like when those samples and things would come up, it would just be like, oh. And like even the Free to Pay and I Get High, I didn't even know she did that until the Styles P.
Styles
thing
P.
happened. I didn't
get.
even know she did songs
That's
about getting high, dude. I was like, what, Grandma?
That's so
Like,
funny.
I had no idea.
That's a beautiful song. The original is amazing.
Yeah.
It's like ethereal and opulent,
Dude,
and like
got
just
some really amazing sound in it.
I feel like writers back in the day in that Motown era were the most underappreciated. Like I think about the Motown roster, obviously like greatest of all time, maybe record label, maybe ever. But like really the linchpin, I feel like is Smokey Robinson, who was writing all the stuff for everybody else. I'm like, damn, like how did you write all that?
It's wild, man. And like some of the session musicians, you know, who they would call back and all that stuff, that would be part of the sound. That would be part of like the foundation for all this great music.
And then they would sometimes get sick of writing, and they'd be like, "We want to be up in front, up front, like
Thundercat."
Like Thundercat. There you go. That's a great example.
Yeah,
or I remember like McFadden and Whitehead, like "Ain't no stopping us now."
Yeah.
Like they were writers before. A lot of it.
Yeah. My grandma was she had her own music at the time too, and you know, I don't think much happened with her own stuff, her own personal music. But yeah, I think a lot of those writers were musicians and wanted to have a career singing, and you know, maybe didn't pop off, but they could write. So, but it's a thing. I would see still.
She wrote for Junior Walker too.
Yeah,
that just came.
Yeah.
I love Junior Walker. It's awesome.
But yeah, man, like even in modern days, you see it. There's people who was like Sia. She was like a songwriter, but she was like kind of like a background character. Didn't want to. And then she eventually just like, you know what? I'm doing my thing. I'm not gonna show my face though.
Never.
Yeah.
She won. That's the move.
Right.
If you're that big.
Yeah, and you can just hide.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Maybe she was inspired by MF Doom.
I was just thinking about that, dude. I was like, man, dude, he really did figure it out, didn't he?
He figured it out. Yeah, man.
That was funny because I only just made the connection to the gladiator mask.
Oh, dude, it looks the same. I just didn't when you just said it.
Connection. I was like, what is that? Oh, yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So he must have been basing it off of Gladiator? Because Gladiator...
I feel like that. I don't know where the mask comes from, but that is like the same mask.
It's the same mask.
Yeah.
Because you have it goes below the chin.
Yeah.
Whoa. That's trippy.
Yeah.
Man, his stuff is so like the Metal Fingers beats and stuff too.
It was funny, man. When I first got into that stuff, I was like, these are some of the worst beats I've ever heard.
Well, they're
just like raw as hell. And then eventually they're like, come the best beats you've ever heard.
Oh,
you know,
but he would just take, they were all named after roots.
Yeah.
You know, and then he would just take like a Doobie Brothers loop and just throw it on there.
And throw the worst snares on.
Yeah.
And then eventually you're like, okay, I get it.
It just kind of worked.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're like, okay.
Yeah.
I love it, man. Well, round two.
Yeah. All right, we'll actually finish this.
Actually wrapping up.
Right.
I could talk to you for hours, man.
Yeah, man.
Fly low. This was an honor, true honor. And hopefully we come back when you are making your movie, your crazy movie about UFOs.
I would love to. And thank you for having me. Honestly, it's so cool to be on the other side of this, man.
Oh, man. I appreciate it. And I owe you some sample. I'm now publicly being held accountable for this.
Yeah. I need it.
I have to follow up.
It's time.
Okay.
Time. I might not put it out. But,
if you did, that would be a life moment for me, on the order of like probably more important than anything I've done. You know, when you do a thing in the domain you kind of know you're okay at or whatever, and you're like, all right, fine. This would be so much cooler for me.
Now it's gotta happen. So send me some shit. Let's get it going.
I'm gonna send you some shit. That would be crazy.
It would be.
Appreciate
Thank
you,
you, man. Thank you.
You know, that just got me thinking, like, you know, Joaquin Phoenix provided Pusha T with a beat?
No way.
Do you know about this?
Nah.
I think like that King Push song. Like,
no way.
Yeah. I don't know if he gave it to him and it was produced by somebody, but it came from Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix gave the beat to Ye. So when I got the beat from Ye, it was, Joaquin gave me this beat.
That's interesting.
Really weird.
I've been hearing about some low-key producers. Robert Pattinson be making beats.
No way.
Yeah, dude.
Is he good?
I don't know. I've been trying to get him. I've been trying to get the beat. So just for my curiosity, I just gotta know.
Oh, wow.
Gotta know.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do drums. I'm so good at the sample selection, and then I just always sucked at drums. And
Do you program them in?
Yeah, just MIDI. Yeah.
That's why.
Oh, you gotta play them. But I don't think I can play them. I don't know.
But you can.
Really?
Don't knock it yet. Just try it. Just try it. The clicking the beats thing is difficult. It's difficult to get a vibe. From that. It's really difficult, and I actually do that sometimes, knowing what it's gonna sound like. Like sometimes I want stuff to sound rigid on purpose.
Yes.
But like, it's only then because like I just cannot. And a lot of people do that. A lot of people just click them in and all. I just cannot do it.
Yeah.
If I want that feel.
Yeah.
But like, you got it. You just got it.
But even I remember like there's a Kanye interview where he's like, he says he's amazing, but he was like, I could never figure out drums. He was like, my drums didn't slap like Dilla. He was like, my drums were not like Travis Scott. Like
yeah, but his drums, he did his thing with.
He does
his thing with what he's got, and I think Doom did his thing.
But when you listen to early Kanye, like his first track ever for Rockefeller, I think was Beanie Siegel and Jay, This Can't Be Life, on one of Beanie Siegel's random mixtapes. And you hear the drums and you're like, these are garbage. Like, these are not good drums.
Yeah.
And then half the drums are like impeach the president, fucking generic ass shit. But
you just gotta try sound for sound. Don't do like the whole kit. Don't be trying to play the whole kit. Just do some hi-hats first. Play those in. Play the hi-hats in. You can even quantize them later, but just put the hi-hats in. And then, do the snare, do the kick.
Okay.
But another thing for you in that case, because now you put me on, is do your drums first. And then try to form your sampling around the drums versus using the sample. Trust me.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. It's like, I have trouble with that sometimes. Like, because finding the right pairing can be really challenging.
Yeah.
But like, if you set the drums first and you get a good groove with them drums, then something else can happen. Wow. Then maybe you might think.
I feel like you're more optimistic than me, but I will try.
Oh man, you can do it. You can do it. You just gotta have the time.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right, we're actually done.
Done.
All right.
Quick heads up for you guys. American Alchemy merch just dropped. It's all super high quality, 100% cotton. Embroidered hats, clean designs. I wore the logo tee on Rogan. It's up now. Go to AmericanAlchemyMerch.com to check it out. Thanks for the support. It means a lot.